Hey there, in this video, I am going to be sharing with you how to attract more clients in less time using the power of sales systems online. If you are an entrepreneur online, a service provider, you don't want to miss this video. This will be sharing you strategic systems, how you can grow organically, and how you can build a system that will reduce the overwhelm in your business right now. Stay tuned. Hey there guys, I'm Buki and I'm a business growth mentor and strategist. And if you're new to my channel, I am all about kingdom wealth, business growth, and all-round abundant living from a Christian perspective. If you love what you see, love what you hear, I would love you to subscribe, to comment below, and also to hit the notification bell so you do not miss my weekly videos. It's a pleasure to have you here. Last but not least, if you'd love to grab a hold of my 10K roadmap to help you to map out how to create 10K months and grab hold of my biblical declarations calendar for free to help you to enrich your spirit with the word of God, to strengthen you and to encourage you in your business. Now, listen, guys, if you are a Christian entrepreneur, you need God's word to enrich you and to fill you, right? But you also need strategy. So this video is all about strategy, and it's a video that I took again in my Facebook group that I'm just sharing with you here to be able to just see the systems that you need to put in place to really have a smooth, simple business online, an enjoyable business. So do stay tuned and feel free to comment in the comments and reach out to me, asking me questions. I will definitely respond. And I hope you enjoy the video. So without further ado, I'll let you watch it. Take care. So I was just saying that, business online, guys, do you find that you can feel like it's busy and there's lots going on? And like, until you have your own system, your own step-by-step way of doing things that you know is effective and it's proven, you are going to find yourself all over the place. So we are talking, it's going to be a brief session. I'm just talking through sales systems. I'm going to share my screen. How are you mainly getting clients online? So I'm going to make, so obviously there's different ways you get clients online. Some of you know, some of you may not know, and people do it in different ways. And some people it's strategic, some people it's more kind of like scattered, right? But typically speaking, organically, ladies, you are either using DMs a lot, and some of it's cold DMs. Cold DMs doesn't work on certain platforms, and certain platforms it does work, i.e. for LinkedIn and how you approach it. But on Facebook, you can't just go into people's DMs and just start messaging them, ask them to join your group. You have no idea who they are. You have no idea if they're your ideal client. All those kind of things are just going to be wasted effort and keeping you frustrated. So that's one way. You don't want to be doing cold DMs on Facebook because it's just going to keep you frustrated, right? Is that people say it's a numbers game, but really it's not effective if it's not done the right way, right? Definitely not for cold leads, okay? Another way is just creating content. And a lot of my fellow coaches and service providers, what we do online is we are creating content. We're on this content creation wheel, right? And content is needed to be created, don't get me wrong, but content without specific call to action, again, will lead you to overwhelm. So anyone find themselves kind of just churning out content where there's no client? If you are, it's because there's no strategy towards that. And I want to talk about that today, how we can kind of get it into a flow. I love the word flow. People that know me, Katie, you know me, I just love flow. And I was sharing some of the ladies that you've been following for a while, especially in summertime, as God has been just steering my ship personally. It's like, we want to see more impact with less overwhelm. I believe strongly in my heart that as kingdom women, we're not meant to be on this kind of like scatterbrain hustle wheel, right? We're meant to be strategic, systemized, and understand exactly what we're doing. And it's meant to just, it's not, I wouldn't say it's easy, but simple. Sometimes it's not easy, but I say it's simple. So we're not having overwhelm. And so the other way is obviously live launches. Now, live launches, ladies. So you could be in two different places if you're doing live launches. So if you're doing a live challenge or you're doing a live masterclass, you could either have done them and you have got disappointing results. And there are a number of reasons why people get disappointing results when they do live launches, especially if they're doing it too soon, way too soon, or you haven't got the audience, or you haven't got things in place, or you're not doing it the right way, you're going to fall flat on your face, and you haven't done it the right processes. So you're going to find yourself in scatterbrain mode and in overwhelm. Or you are getting good results in your live launches, right? So maybe you're getting good results, but you are completely burnt out. I don't know who that was me. So that was me, whereby I was getting good results in my challenges, whatever it was I was doing live launches, but it was just a lot. It took a lot out of me. It took a lot out of me physically, mentally. And so as I said to you guys, I am really on this systemized flow. Right? So if any of you guys can relate to any of those ways, how are you guys getting clients? Share in the chat. Like, is it systemized? You got a nice systemized way. Are you doing live launches, but you're exhausted? Or you're doing live launches, but disappointing results? Are you doing DMs, right? There's no shame in it. Some people teach DMs, but they don't teach it the right way. Unfortunately, you're not going to get great results if you don't do it the right way. Or if you're on the content wheel, you're creating content, but you're not getting any feedback, you're not getting clients, but you're just creating content, creating, and there's no money in the bank. We don't want to be creating and there's no money in the bank. Can someone say amen? So I'm going to share my screen now, ladies, while you're answering. I hope you're answering the question. I'm going to share my screen. I've got just a few slides that I want to just share with you. And some of you, again, who have been with me for some time know that I love this particular gentleman's content, which I'm going to share with you in a jiffy. Let's talk about money. We want to create wealth, and wealth is not just money, but it's also about impact. Okay. How many of you all know Mr. Kiyosaki? Put a 1 in the chat if you know Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. I'm sure you all do. And some of you do know how I love to share his content, because you have to look at the people who have been there, done there, do it over and over again, have got great results, and follow the principles of success, ladies. We have to follow the principles of success. If you are all familiar with the cash flow quadrant or Rich Dad Poor Dad, just drop a 1 in the chat. And this is his cash flow quadrant. How many of you guys have seen this before? Let me know. Say seen in the chat if you've seen it before, if you've seen his cash flow quadrant before. I want to explain it quickly, right? We could almost call him a legend. Like, he's been in the game for years in terms of, investments and business. And he's got the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Many people know his content. But so his first book is Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? But this is the cash flow quadrant. And it's a really, really just simple, but yet fantastic and just great imagery, really, of how we need to be thinking as wealthy, kingdom-focused businesswoman. I'll explain it, right? So the cash flow quadrant, I've shared before, I'll share it again, right? Is basically sharing money flow, cash flow. So we start on the left-hand side, whereby we have the employee and the self-employed. And the employee and the self-employed, really, we are here, there is an exchange of time for money. Okay, someone say time for money. So as an employee, obviously you have your job and you go to work and you get paid an hourly rate or an annual rate, or whatever you get paid money, right? But you have to exchange time for that, right? But the thing is, so many people, many of us here, we say, oh, I'm gonna start a business. And we say we're gonna start a business in quadrant B, but what we're actually doing is being self-employed, where we own a job. And so rather than being on the wealth side of the quadrant, which is the B and the I is the wealth side, it's the business investor, is where we create wealth. We are here in the self-employed part of the quadrant, where we say we're business owners by mouth, but actually we are still working in the business. And obviously you do have to do that in the beginning, that's a given. But if you have to start with the end in mind, and when we start with the end in mind, we have to build out systems, because if you look at what that now means, the cash flow system is where you really become wealthy, is in the B and the I quadrant, whereby, look at it right here, it says the B type business owner, you own a system that works for you. Someone say own a system in the chat. You own a system that works for you. And so as coaches, as service providers, even if you are one-man bands, ladies, doesn't matter. We have to have the mindset. If you want to create real wealth, we want to create real impact. We don't want to be overwhelmed. We have to think as a business owner, whereby we are owning a system that works for us so that we can let our money, the ultimate type of wealth, as the investor, let our money work for us. Okay, so I love the cash flow quadrant, right? This is the cash flow quadrant of the Robert Kiyosaki. It's not mine, it's his, but it's just a wonderful example of where we need to be in our businesses. So I'm just looking in the chat, guys, if you guys can see, right? Own a system. Thank you, ladies. Right. Okay. So do let me know if you all understand that. Just put yes in the chat if you understand this. So basically on the left-hand side is where your time is exchanged for money, employee and self-employed. And on the right-hand side is where your money works for you or your system works for you. So we are in the mindset, even if you don't want to be, listen, guys, you don't even have to want to have a big, massive corporation. It's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about building, even a business can have 4 or 5 people in your circle working with you, or even systems in place, systems in place that effectively are running your business for you. So you're not running around in circles in overwhelm. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Let me know in the chat if it makes sense. Yeah. So I'm going to keep you. So your business is you in this S quadrant, your business is you. And now you need to create a real business by owning a system. So take note, guys, BI is the business investor. Another image of Mr. Kiyosaki, this is what we call his business investment triangle. I love his content because it's got great images to kind of explain how things work. Okay, so this is his BI, his business investor triangle. And I'm not going to explain the whole thing. All I want to explain here quickly, look at cash flow, money. Money is at the bottom, ladies. You need a lot of cash flow to run a successful business. Money needs to flow. Flow, ladies, flow, Maureen, right? It needs to flow. But if you look at the smallest part of this triangle is actually the product, i.e. the service. So the most significant part of this triangle, I'll explain it another day, but really what it's trying to say is that the levels of importance to create cash flow are done in this order. So your service is just the beginning. It's the smallest part of what you offer. The main thing is your communications, i.e. your marketing and your sales systems. Here is your business systems, like your processes behind the scenes. But here, communication is actually your marketing systems that actually help you produce the most cash flow. Is it making sense? So what he's trying to explain here is that to have a successful business is this one. This is what I want to just highlight today. And I'm gonna finish on the next 2 slides, okay? In your communications, for us online business owners, okay, for us, there's a lot more to all of this, but this communication section is what I want to focus on. For you to get the cash flow, the money you desire, communications have to be on point. And so communications for us as online business owners, it's our marketing system. And our marketing system involves a number of things. It involves our content system. So our system of creating content and churning out content, that's your base level. Everybody needs to have some kind of information of what you do online. And so we have to some degree, create content. It doesn't have to be, you do it in a strategic way, but you need that. You need an audience growth system. Some of us are not effectively growing our audience. We have to grow our audience. If you're not doing that, you can't execute well on number 3 and number 4. So number 3 and number 4 kind of work together, your lead gen system and your sales system. You can't have a sales system if you have no leads. And the sales system is a process of converting those leads into sales. And then finally, you have a tracking system where you're tracking everything. Okay, so this part, the communications, all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 systems fall within communications for your online business. As a coach, as a service provider, we need to be having all of these things in place. Okay. There's more to it, but just for this purpose of this video, I just want to talk about for this live. Sorry, we're going to talk about just this sales system. So what I'm focusing on these Monday sessions is your sales system. Okay. So the last thing I want to show you, ladies, is this. This is me just putting something together for you, but I wanted to have a visual so you can understand what I'm trying to explain to you all, right? So last week or 2 weeks ago, I explained. So if you could imagine this image, upside down, really should be upside down, really, but in honesty, this is what I could find, right? So your offer is first, right? So your offer is first. I've talked about that 2 weeks ago. You have to have your offer needs to be well-defined, well-crafted, so you know exactly who it's for, then fine. Then the base of that, you then need to, as I said before in the other slide, have a content system and have an audience growth system. So you need to be effectively creating content in a systematic way, and then also your audience growth as well. It needs to be ongoing, growing your audience. Some of you are frustrated and not seeing success because you're not doing this part here, okay? You're doing challenges and masterclasses, but you haven't built the foundation and built an audience so that people can be now nurtured so they can come onto your live launch or whatever you're doing, all right? Or effectively. So you have to make sure you're doing these two together combined. So this is the foundation, really, your offer, your content system, and your audience growth, okay? When you are doing all of those three things, okay, that all of those are in place, they are fine, then what I've done here is just to kind of take you through what I call levels of sales systems. So different sales systems, very simple systems, but in different levels of your business, depending on where you are, from level 1 to level 5. What I need to explain here is that once you have 1, 2, 3 all sorted, then let's start with, so these 5, in fact, there are 6 in the online space. I personally have defined 6 sales systems, but I haven't put the last one on because that's complete automation. Level 6 is complete automation with you doing absolutely nil poids. I am not there yet, so I'm not putting it on the slide, right? But this is all the processes that I have gone through, and I want to explain what needs in each and every one of them. Okay, so over the next 5 weeks, I'm going to explain these in more detail. I'm going to give you an overview over the next 5 weeks of what these are. But when you've got number 1, 2, and 3 in place, you can then effectively do these. So level 1 is your direct one-to-one, your sales system for your if you're relatively new online, if you're just starting up, you haven't got much of an audience, you're still growing from the beginning, you need to engage in conversation, one-to-one conversations with prospects. This is the beginning point. Okay, if you're starting up new, you want to nurture, people need to know who you are on a deeper level. And the best and the quickest way to do that is through one-to-one conversations. And there are very simple systems that you can go through to do that. Okay, that's level 1. So direct one-to-one. Even in that, you can include referrals in there, having those one-to-one, just connecting conversations, not spam, but real authentic conversations, okay, with people, one-to-one. That's level 1. There's a system for that. You can have a system for that, okay? Level 2, as called direct CTA, is your direct, so call to actions. And so what a lot of us are doing is this right here. We are posting. I see it every single week on Thursdays in this group. On Thursday is Promo Thursday. Promo Thursday, everyone goes out and they post their offers across every group they can find, right? In my group, fine, you can do that. But if you fail to build a connection and go deep in level 1, level 2 is not going to bear forth enough fruit for you. So level 2 is basically posting. When you post your social media post, I'm a life coach, I help you do X, Y, Z, contact me if you want to have a call. That's cool, but they don't know who you really are. Unless your offer is absolutely, oh my gosh, like the bee's knees, irresistible for anyone, and you as an individual don't matter, then yes, people will bite that offer off your hand. But if they don't know you, remember, people buy people. Someone put that in the chat for me, please. People buy people, okay? Know, like, and trust. So if you are going around just posting your call to action and you have not gone level 1, what is happening is there's going to be frustration because you're not going to get enough responses because you haven't gone deeper to build that network there if you're just newly starting out, right? So you're posting call to actions, but nobody really knows you. So that's why you have to, all this stuff up here needs to be done in a systemized way, that you're nurturing your audience, you're nurturing them. And then when you give your call to actions, they know you, they like you. Okay, cool, let's see, right? So there's a system for that, okay? Level 3 is your lead magnet. So lead magnet, in fact, to be honest with you, you can do level 3 way in the beginning, as long as you have an effective lead magnet, then that can work very well. But again, it's about really casting your net. But there's a system in this lead magnet that can get people from just being an opt-in. So what happens is we have lead magnets, ladies, but our lead magnets are not converting. Why are they not converting? Because there's no system behind the lead magnet. The lead magnet is just there to get people on their email list, but then your email list, it just stops. It's dead. Nothing happens after that. There's a system with your lead magnet to not just get people to opt into it, but to actually get clients from it without you doing much. So you can have a lead magnet whereby people just through that system want to jump on a call with you and they want to work with you just by what you have done by creating an effective system in your lead magnet. And that involves the sequences and certain things you put in there inside your whole lead magnet that I'll go into more detail in, I think, in week 3 or so of this. Right. So I just want to give you guys an overall understanding of this whole sales system that we're talking about, right? Then level 4, we see the live launch, okay? Live launch is huge, right? Everyone's doing live launches, challenges, masterclasses. But again, it will fall flat on its face if you haven't done a lot of the other things before that to really get your launch working. So you guess live launches do wonderful. They do great. You can make a lot of money in it. But if you don't do it well, you'll be exhausted, you'll be overwhelmed, and then you may not get the great results you want. And then you'll fall flat on your face because you haven't done the foundation. So I want you to avoid that. My heart is to encourage you not to give up. If you had a live launch and you didn't go as well as you want, don't stop, don't give up, but just understand that you need to follow the process and the system so that it goes better next time, so that you are well equipped, okay? So you have to have the fundamentals in place first, and then you can go and when you do a big live launch and then you have these massive expectations to fill your group and do X, Y, Z, then you've done the legwork behind the scenes to make that happen. Now, level 5, I love level 5 so much, okay? And actually, I say level 5, but you can do this pretty much a bit earlier on, but you have to test your message is solid. Before you do level 5, you have to make sure that you have your content system is actually solid. That's why my clients know, I play lots of emphasis on your messaging and your content, because once all that is done, then everything else will flow. The lead bundle is exactly that. It's your mini sales system, your mini offers upfront to a cold market. This works so fantastically well. I say fantastically well because this is when you put in front your digital products, basically. So when you put in front of a cold audience a $27 offer, a $97 offer, a $47 offer, what have you, it's like in a funnel system. So you've got 3 products in a funnel, in a small funnel. I'll tell you why this is a very, very, very lucrative system. Because unlike here in level 3 with the free lead magnet, in level 5, cold people you've never met before, people you've never seen ever, they don't know who you are, they don't know who you exist. They decide to part with money, no matter how small, to get your information. That means that they are very interested in solving a problem. And so what I know for sure works 100 times better than anything that I have seen is that when individuals opt in or purchase a low ticket offer, they are really saying that actually I am a prospect for a high ticket offer up here. And so a lot of the conversion that I see through my sales systems is a lot of people who have opted in and bought a low ticket product. And so the sales system works for itself because it's nurturing and it's actually weeding out the people who are freebie seekers, in honesty, which is not necessarily a bad thing depending on where you are. So I'm not knocking that. I was there once, but I'm saying that for you who you need to have clients in your business, paying clients for your high ticket offer, I found that actually having a lead bundle system, sales system in your arsenal is a fantastic model because it sets you up for success. And what it does, you're creating assets in your business for people to actually purchase already without even knowing you. And then they would upscale to a higher ticket offering. So if I had to leave here today, and I know that at least some person got helpful, because this is the thing, people are not teaching step by step by step by step. It's like everyone go in there and do a live launch and you haven't got no foundations, and you're frustrated. So I want to avoid that, ladies. So that's it for today, ladies. Again, if you want to talk this through with me, send me a DM, right? If you're at this place where you want to actually build an effective sales system in your business, send me a DM and just say sales system. Let's have a chat, okay? That's all I'm saying for today. So I will be every Monday breaking it down in more detail, every level. But for today, I wanted to just show you what you kind of need to understand in your business to really make it work and make it enjoyable. When you have an understanding of your systems, then it makes it so much more easier. Again, quick summary, make sure that your offer, your content system, and your audience growth is on point. You're doing that all the time. That's effective. And then we look at your sales systems, whereby this is how you're getting clients, different ways to get clients through these systems. But you make sure you're not jumping ahead so that you can really win. Want to win online, want to create wealth, ladies. This is our whole idea. Wealth creation is the aim of the game. Impact is the aim of the game. I will see you tomorrow for Time in the Word Tuesday, 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I look forward to seeing you guys there. And I will see you later. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye. See you later.